So in order to install the MaxxFan Deluxe, you will need this. Let's do it. Right, so I chose to go with the like dark one, like smoke, which is like nice, because I don't like the white one. It looks cheap, and I don't like the like transparent clear one. So you can see here I have marked here with the blue which model this is. It's the smoke lid. It's an electric opening lid, 10-speed fan, thermostat, intake and exhaust, remote control, control at ceiling. So it's like the top model of the top model. So this is definitely the one to go with. Let's open it up and see what comes in the box. This will be just perfect. Okay, here's the remote. It comes with batteries, and it also comes here with a bunch of screws here. First thing I'm going to do is to test it. We need to see if it's up and running, so there's no issues. Okay, so what you do is that you open your bonnet like this, because you want some power on. What you're going to do is that you're going to hook up a cable to this to be able to power up the fan, right? So I have prepared the cable here, which comes with a fuse on. It's a holder here, and the MaxxFan requires a minimum of 5 amp, and here I have a 7.5. So I'm just going to put this in. Right, so I don't have any like super proper crocodiles now, but I have this, and this is like fair enough. So here you can see 12 volt, like the plus, positive coming out there. On the other side here is the negative, just hooked up. The fuse comes here, which comes down to a cable that looks like this. And there I heard a little clip, because now it's powered up, okay? All right, and then it says off here, so let's try it out. There we have it, okay? It's on 50% air in at the moment. Let's push it up to 100. Super nice, huh? Let's take it down a bit here to like maybe 70. Okay, let's push it up to 50 again. So now it's on air in 50. Let's switch to air out here. It says there is a 40 by 40 roof fan when you buy it, but the hole actually needs to be 36. So let's just measure 18. I think it should be fine, okay? Just here. So if you measure it right, it should look something like this. From the center point, which is there, to the line there, to the line there, to the line there, and to the line there, it's 18 centimeter. You don't want to have the fan like against this, maybe, because you want to leave some headroom here for like a wooden frame also. So I'm gonna drill the holes and then measure this square on the upside of the roof. Fully charged machine and big ass drill. Top. Let's go to top. Or wait a bit. Before you go up, you tape this one up, okay? Like a piece of plastic or whatever that catches all the metal that will come when you drill and you use the saw. Right, so once you are on top, it should look something like this. So you have a hole here, 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 and here. So I'm just gonna measure this square out and tape it properly, because you don't want to scratch the rest of the roof, okay? Make sure you clean also. I mean, this is a new van, so it's pretty clean. But if you have like an older van, make sure that you clean. Right, something like this. Here I have 18, the line, 18, 18. And then you take your saw. In this case, I have this jigsaw, which is more or less 8 centimeter wide, okay? Which means I will need to tape at least 4 centimeters out here. I'm gonna do next is that I'm going to take the drills and I'm going to make the holes bigger, because otherwise you will not be able to get the saw blade in. So before you drill, make sure you bring your hoover, because you don't want the metal, I mean even the most small piece, if you leave it on the roof here, it will take only a few weeks and then you will have like rust here on the top. So you really want to catch all kind of metal that comes loose here. Check this out. This is exactly what I mean. You see there, right there, right? Things like that is what I mean. And there, you can see right there, small things like that. If you leave it for some weeks, it will give like a mark big as this. This is from a fucking tree or whatever, but the rust that will appear is as big as that, and that you don't want to have on the roof of your van, right? So let's just slurp up all of this. Fits perfect. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna clean the whole roof, then I'm gonna use some rust protection in the hole. Okay, so when you clean the roof, make sure you brush everything like towards the hole again, alright? You don't want to brush it down there so it gets stuck like in the hood and shit. Just brush it in to the roof again, so you have like control of it. And then for next operation, you will go with, for example, this one. Need something to open it with. In this case, I go with a screwdriver, and you will need this. And then you just continue like this around the whole opening. While this is drying, I'm going to cut off the frame here. And for that, I'm probably going to use this one. 36.5. And on the other side, 36.5. Right, so let's say we have more or less 36 here. So if I make one, there is 45 to put here and 45 to put there. This one goes here. The other one comes here, goes in here. Unfortunately today I don't have any super long screws here. So as you can see here, it reaches not even through this. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna drill a hole in here, like the whole way, of course. And then I'm gonna take like a bigger drill, which I have over here, like something like this, huh? So I can make this screw go like there somewhere. So what you can do here is that you can mark this up before you start to drill, so you know which side is which. So if here, for example, if I do a triangle there, and here if I do just one line like this, okay, then I know, okay, this should be here, this should be here. And if you have really Alzheimer, then you do like a circle over here, something like this, and over here maybe some kind of cross. What I do is that I take my screw it in. Now you can see it comes out there, so you just put it on top, and real nice. And then a second round up here as well. This will take a while. Right, so it looks like this now, huh? A frame. I also have a fucking arrow here, so I know, okay, it should be pointing this direction. I also marked up here with blue lines, so I know that it would fit perfectly here. And then the fan comes there. So you can see on the top here is this foam, which means I don't think I'm going to glue here, because it's not really needed. I mean, it will be attached with what, 16 screws, something. There it fits. one hole here. So 16 holes. So instead of going with the screws that came with the fan, which is like good when it comes to length, I believe, yes, and it's also like made for this or whatever, chosen for this, but it just does not feel good for me, okay? So instead I'm going to go with this one that I ordered. It's a self-drilling screw, a little bit longer, and it also comes with this like rubber washer here on the top. It also comes with this, by the way, so you can just fit it in here perfectly and good to go. You put them down like 95%, because then you go by hand, because you want to feel, okay? You want to feel how much is it. And that you cannot feel in a machine, believe me. All right, check it out, super nice. So, secured, and this is not going anywhere. And then you wonder, so you're going to have these dark screws up here with this rubber washer. And of course, when I put the last sealing around here, I also going to seal the screws, okay? And then on the inside, you can see here comes the screws, in my frame. A nice thing with the MaxxFan is that you can open it during the rain without having the rain inside. It got tested in rain immediately. I'm just gonna let it dry, and then I'm going to continue when it's better weather. So what I'm gonna do right now is that I'm going to continue with the screws here to put on some rust protection on these ones. It's better to do too much and it looks ugly than too little and it starts to become rusty and shit. Alright, so what you do afterwards is that you take a tape and you make a square outside of the frame square, okay? In this case, I have approximately 2 centimeters around here. So something like this to start with. The reason why I have this blue square around is that when you build like this, it works like a barrier if the water comes here, and then before it reaches the like frame area, it has like 2 centimeters to get through, which it cannot before, which is like super good. And it also looks more nice, you will see when I take the tape off here. So after the final sealing, you come back to your bag with the screws, which came with the fan, and you take out this 4. There is a little bit of white paint on them, because they are going to go in the hole right there. Don't be surprised if you don't see the hole through the hole, I mean where the screw is going in, because this is meant to be super tight mounted here. So what you're going to do is that you're going to fit in your screw here, and then you're going to press the whole fan down. You may need some force, but it will not damage the fan. So, check it out, huh? Nice straight lines here, even with the Sika. What I'm going to do now is that I'm going to wait for another 2 days, and then I'm going to apply another layer on here. So now I have 3 layers, but I want 1 more just in case. And of course I'm going to remove all these seeds or whatever it is from the tree. But since I'm working outdoors, it's very hard to avoid them. So what I used here was first I applied this, the Sikaflex 554. And on the top of that I applied the Sikaflex 521 UV. So I think it was a good choice. This would be solid for a long time. Remember this piece that I carried out? It has been now 3 days since I carried it out, and I placed it to stand like on the ground outdoor in rain, right? Check this out. After 3 days, this is how it looks, like on the top. And the other side, here is the side of it. And this side has been standing down on the ground during the rain. So you see how fast it goes? You can also see here, like all the small dots here. And this is not from the tree. That's why I say you don't want to leave any kind of metal on the top of your van's roof.